Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Cara Shirley, and I'm your digital news desk host here on this Tuesday, the third day of September. Fall is literally right around the corner. And if you don't believe me, wait until you hear what the temperatures are going to be for the next foreseeable future, at least according to today's forecast. We're going to give you your weather update in just a little bit. But don't forget, at 2:30 today, we're going to have our first alert weather team back in here, and they're going to give you a detailed look at your forecast, look at the tropics, and tell you exactly what you can expect weather-wise for the next few days. Before we jump into the news today, we do have a lot of news, especially from the Labor Day weekend, to get into. First, let's take a look outside, though. We're going to be looking over Jackson Prep right now in downtown, or not in downtown Jackson, but Jackson Prep right now. And it is beautiful out there. Beautiful blue skies, a little bit of clouds up there. Temperatures in the mid 90s right now. But they're going down, and I'm going to tell you about that in just a little bit. I hope that you had a good Labor Day weekend. I did. I enjoyed it very much. Didn't do much of anything, but that was the point of a holiday weekend and Labor Day, right? Unfortunately, though, here in the state of Mississippi, it was a particularly deadly weekend on the roadways here. We have a report from the weather. I'm sorry, a report from Mississippi Highway Patrol. To bring to you here in just a little bit. I see you guys tuning in. Danny saying, can you stream the weather report? Hey, Danny, I appreciate that question. And I believe that we are going to be doing that. I know that we will stream it here on our website, WLBT.com, and our news app, the WLBT news app. But we are looking into starting that stream on our social channels as well. Appreciate you asking that question. Sheila Scott saying, hello, how are you? Doing good today, Sheila. How are you doing? Appreciate you tuning in. Well, let's go ahead and go into the news of several of the accidents that happened here in our area and just around the state of Mississippi. But a lot of the accidents really affecting us here in our surrounding communities. The first one that we're going to tell you about is, of course, there was a crash that happened in Issaquah County. I believe I'm saying that right. It happened on Highway 16. One person was killed and 5 other people were hurt in a head-on collision that happened there. So this happened yesterday on Highway 61 near Valley Park. And Mississippi Highway Patrol, actually, let me show you this video, let you pull that up for you here. The Mississippi Highway Patrol says that an SUV collided with a Jeep and another SUV was also hit. 20-year-old Michael Robinson of Greenville was killed. He was a passenger in the Jeep. Now, when we got there, the area had been cleared. The drivers of 2 vehicles that collided, they were taken to hospitals there, and people in the third vehicle did have some minor injuries. That is one of the accidents that happened. Another accident that happened is sadly a senior at Madison Ridgeland Academy. lost his life in this accident. So Mississippi Highway Patrol is telling us that 18-year-old Robert Noah was killed in the crash, and it happened on Highway 7 in Grenada County. Troopers say that his SUV collided with a Jeep Wagoneer. The Jeep driver survived, but a passenger in the Jeep, 74-year-old Lizzie Tucker of Richmond, Texas, she also lost her life. Highway Patrol is still investigating the cause of this collision, but our thoughts and our prayers go out to the family and the friends, the schoolmates, everyone who knew Robert Noah. A horrible thing that happened there, especially just in the prime of his life. So, but our thoughts and prayers definitely go with that family there. Then we told you about the accident that happened in Warren County. The Highway Patrol has released the names of the 7 people who died in that bus wreck that happened over the weekend on I-20 in Warren County. So this bus, it was traveling to Dallas from Atlanta when it ran off the road near Bovina and rolled over. 6 passengers died at the scene. Incredibly tragic situation there. 6 passengers died at the scene. A 7th passenger died later at a hospital. All of the victims here were from Mexico, and they range in age from 8 to 63. In all, 36 passengers were hurt. And the NTSB, or the National Transportation Safety Board, said a preliminary report on what happened could be released within the next 30 days. Now, we did get to speak with some first responders of this bus recovery. And they were saying that their first priority was to save as many people as they could. When they got there, of course, 6 people were trapped underneath the overturned bus, and dozens more had to be rescued from inside of it. Paramedics and other first responders spent more than 6 hours at the scene. And we're going to let you hear from some of them here.
We were treating the walking wounded as best we could before they were transported. All in all, it was a great collaboration between the agencies.
It was definitely the biggest mass casualty vehicle wreck I have ever been to. We all together worked as one, and that was the first time we probably ever done that since I've been working here my 14 years.
And it's good to hear that they were all able to work as one. Well, if you saw this crash happen, please call the police because your information could help with this investigation. And just like with the other wrecks, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of these people that lost their life, and also with the first responders. I couldn't imagine coming to a scene like that, a mass casualty type of event, type of scene, having to see that, having to know that you've got people trapped underneath the bus. It's a horrific thing to even picture having to see. And so our thoughts and prayers are with everyone that was involved in all of these wrecks. Other wrecks that happened over the weekend here in Mississippi, a Brandon woman, 34-year-old Jamie Lynn Sullivan, she was killed in a single vehicle crash in Stone County. The vehicle that was driven by 37-year-old Kristen Arundel left Highway 49 north and overturned. Then in Grenada County, 62-year-old Barry Campbell of Grenada was traveling east on Highway 8 when the vehicle he was driving left the highway and collided with an embankment. This happened around 9:54 a.m. on, I believe it happened on Labor Day. Anyway, very deadly weekend on the Mississippi roadways, very deadly holiday weekend. This holiday weekend, in total, there were 15 deaths from car crashes reported by the Mississippi Highway Patrol. It's a 275% increase from last year's total of only 4 fatalities. So all of these crashes are under the investigation of Mississippi Highway Patrol. We'll keep you updated on those, especially the ones that were people from our immediate area that were affected by these. And again, our thoughts and our prayers go out to all of the people involved in all of these acts over the weekend. Now let's turn to some a situation that happened in Yazoo County. It was a triple death investigation. So it continues this morning after a woman and 2 men were killed during a shooting in Yazoo County on Sunday night. We have their names now and a little more information about what happened. So the shooting was reported on Walker Road in the Vaughn community, which is in the western part of the county. Mary Simmons and her brother Benny were killed, along with an individual named Jerry Stewart. So residents say that the shooting has rocked the small community where everyone pretty much knows everyone. If you're in a small town in Mississippi, you know how that feels. Everyone really knows everyone in the area. Cynthia Johnson Walker knew the victims. We got to speak with her, and she described how she felt when she got the news of their deaths.
You're shaken. You just know folk, and you know these families are hurting, and you know that your friend and their friends are hurting. And I was rocked. I screamed out, Lord Jesus, have mercy on these families and on us in the community. We are all so different, but we are all so connected, and it just hurts.
So investigators have not yet released any information on a motive or what led to the shooting in Yazoo County. No arrests have been made at this time that we're aware of, but we are going to continue to follow it. Looking here at our comments here, Sheila Scott saying a mass casualty with language barriers, OMG. And that is so true. That is another layer to those wrecks that happened this weekend that I didn't bring up, is the language barrier, especially for the bus that crashed over in outside of Vicksburg. All of the passengers on that bus were of Mexican descent. All of them were from Mexico. They all ranges from age 8 to 63. And that is a very big language barrier to have that many people. Bless their hearts. That's all I can really say. Just bless their hearts, because I can imagine not only the way the first responders could have felt coming up to this scene and having all of these people injured and you not being able to communicate with them properly. I'm very thankful that this was a situation where the first responders were able to come together and work together to help those that they could help. Also, we have heard of where there was a individual who normally does not travel that route, did travel that route that day for work, and she spoke Mexican. I'm sorry, God, that was so wrong of me. She spoke Spanish fluently, and she was able to stop and help with this and help with that language barrier. That had to have been a divine intervention there to put her in that path. But our thoughts and prayers are with everybody out there. Sheila's asking, was the 8-year-old survived by her parents? Sheila, I do not believe so. I believe the 8-year-old was one of the ones, one that was one of the ones that lost her life, but we're not aware if she was survived by her parents, if her parents were on there. We know that 16-year-old sister did also pass away in that. So, but we will look into that. That's a good question, and I will look into that, see if we can get the answers on that. Now let's come here into Jackson, where Jackson police have released the name of a man who was killed in a deadly shooting on Sunday. So officers were called to Raymond Road, and that's where they found 60-year-old Gregory Bowen was found dead at the Chapel Ridge Apartments. Investigators have not released any details about a possible suspect or a motive, but they are saying that if you have any information on this, to please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. If you lived in that area, if you have security cameras or anything like that, and you have information that could help the police find who did this, please let them know about it. Contact Jackson Police Department and give that information to them. Now, Jackson Public School District is looking to determine, or trying to determine, what to do with some campuses that are now closed. And you, yes, you can submit repurposing proposals to them by September the 18th. We talked with Superintendent Eric Green last month about some of the proposals that the district has already received, and we're going to let you hear those now.
There's a number of resources and services to community around after school supports for scholars, supports for needy families. There's some athletic aspects to programming that's being offered, and much, much more.
So in June, Chaston Middle School was added to the list along with 17 other sites that are available for repurposing. And JPS trustees voted in April to tear down 3 schools, Baker, French, and Woodville Heights Elementary School. But if you have a proposal on what to do with the other buildings, to way to repurpose them for community use, you can submit those proposals to the City of Jackson by September the 18th. And city officials hope to turn a recently donated piece of property here in Jackson, in North Jackson, into a farmer's market. So the city council accepted the donation. Let's see, here we go. So you can see what we're talking about. So the city council accepted the donation of the property at 5040 North State Street from H2R Properties. It includes the former Cherokee restaurant, a strip mall with about 10 storefronts, and a storage facility at the corner of Shepherd Drive. The deputy director of economic development said that plans are to develop a vendor and food space like a farmer's market. And the department plans to use a portion of its community development block grant funds to help make the space more conducive for the market. So that's some good information there. Good thing that it's going to be coming to the north part of Jackson, and a way to keep from properties being abandoned or blighted, or, an eyesore in the community. So I'm glad to see something is happening there. Before we go any farther, let's go ahead and look at our forecast, give you a brief look at what we can expect over the next few days weather-wise. But first, let's look at what we can expect right now. That's what it's doing outside right now. Our temperatures are looking, you can see that we got 94 in Jackson, 94 over in Vicksburg. I believe Forest, with their 69, maybe that their radar has not yet been updated, or their temperatures are not updated. Otherwise, let's all go to Forest. It's a really great temperature over there. No, but if we look at our current radar outside right now, you can see we don't have any rain in the area right now, but we are expecting some showers, pop-up showers, regular summertime afternoons, pop-up showers to be happening. If you look over the next 12 hours here, say our rain chances go up to about 20%, and we're going to drop down into the upper 70s overnight. But the next 7 days, look at these temperatures, guys, all the way to next week. We are looking in the 80s. Yeah, so this could be the final 90s that we see for this week. We're looking at the mid to lower 80s, and then even getting down as low as in the 50s over the weekend, overnight hour. So it's looking like it's going to be a great week to spend some time outside, except for maybe on Wednesday or Thursday when there's supposed to be some rain chances coming in, but that's okay. We need those rain, or that rain. We need the rain. We need to make sure that we don't have any drought conditions, or if there are some drier drought conditions, that the rain maybe come in and help to alleviate those. We're going to take you to a story now that happened down in Hattiesburg, excuse me. And this was when a suspect crashed a stolen truck into the front of a family's home overnight Sunday. So Hattiesburg police were chasing the suspect after an attempted traffic stop before the crash happened on Maple Street. And we have video of it here for you. So you can see the video here. This is the aftermath of the crash where it happened. He crashed into the front of a home. So officers noticed the truck traveling with no headlights, and they began pursuing the vehicle into the neighborhood. It was later discovered that the suspect stole the truck from a nearby home. A 15-year-old girl was injured in the crash, and the landlord and the family are now working to hopefully rebuild this home as quickly as possible. We do hear from someone now who was in the home.
Up as well to the scream of my sister. I was screaming as well because I didn't really know what happened.
I ran to a room asking like what happened, and I see that she got hit by the air conditioner on her head and on her back.
School tomorrow. We got to worry about putting the door, framing this back out, getting all this back up before dark. They bed are right there. The wall is caved in. Just a little bit more, they will probably be mourning the grief of their children.
Well, thankfully, the children were not fatally injured there. The suspect is charged with felony eluding and reckless driving, and he is being held at the Forest County Jail. Coming here, looking at our comments, Sheila saying that a lot of people do condominiums, townhouses, art galleries, need a YMCA, etc. Sheila, is this in response to talking about the schools and repurposing these buildings? I think those are some great ideas there. Very great ideas. Well, that is going to be the end of WLBT Plus today. Don't forget to tune in today at 2:30 as we have the First Alert Weather Team in here with us, and they're going to be giving you a full look at that amazing forecast. I mean, I'm going to pull up the 7-day forecast one more time for you because it just, doesn't it look so nice? I can't wait for the weekend. And not just because it's the weekend, it's just those great temperatures. It's going to definitely be giving hints of fall out there. And hopefully it sticks around. Hopefully we don't get this fake fall, the false fall, and we have to go back to some, Mississippi summertime temperatures so for the next little bit. But tune in today at 2:30 for our First Alert Weather Team. They will be here and they are going to give you a detailed look at your forecast, the tropics, and what you can expect over the next few days. I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and I hope you guys are here for that. Otherwise, have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later.